Hey guys, it's Bartram here from Warrior Fitness and Health, and here we go again. It's a load of free content via Matt's Vlogs. And yet again, we're here again and we're talking all about the bathroom scales. So, what has inspired this vlog again? I'm getting loads of questions coming in about New Year's resolutions, being on a diet, getting on fitness, weight loss not happening. And I've got a load of questions about how many times we should be weighing and the correct way to weigh. So I'm going to cover the basics again. If you go to my YouTube channel, if you go back through my previous vlogs, you will know I've covered this an abundance of times. However, you may not have seen this content. You may be one of my new followers, or you may have forgot what I previously said. So let's get right back to basics. So firstly, how often should you weigh yourself if you're interested in using that as a measure? Now, I want to point out the bathroom scale or the gym scales. They are one way of measuring yourself. The most common ones are weighing yourself, how you look in the mirror, how your clothes feel, the tape and using body part circumferences, body fat calipers that are going to check your muscle weight to your fat weight, various health tests, waist to hip ratio, fitness tests, before and after pictures. There is an abundance of ways to test your progress. The scale is only one of them, so please bear that in mind. If you are using the scale, how often should you weigh yourself? I'm going to answer this with a question. If you was not studying for a subject, would you keep testing yourself on that subject over and over and over and expect yourself to get any better? I'm guessing the answer is a big fat no. So what I see over and over is that people aren't strategically working at weight loss or weight maintenance. They're not strategically working on their fitness. They're not strategically working at changing body composition. But they keep getting on the scale to see what's happening. What is the point? What is the point of me keep sitting an exam if I am not learning the subject matter in a structured manner? So if you are not strategically trying to gain weight, lose weight, maintain weight with the correct nutrition, training and rest and recovery, and you're just getting on the scales just to see where are you at generally, you should not be weighing yourself more than once per month. 12 weigh-ins per year will give you a bit of a guide where you're at if you're not strategically working towards a specific goal. If you are strategically counting calories, counting nutrients, watching what you eat, portion control, active daily living, strategically exercising, getting rest and recovery right, and you are trying to reduce weight or reduce body fat, maintain weight, or you're looking for some lean muscle gain, weigh-ins should ideally maybe between every 1 week, every 2 weeks. So again, to summarise, you should only be weighing yourself once a month if it's just a general, what do I weigh? I'm not really working towards anything, but I'm interested. If you're strategically working towards something, no more than once a week. I'm finding out that people are getting on the scales multiple times in a day. I'm finding out that people are getting on the scales every single morning when they get up. Let me ask you, if you had a child that was concerned about their body weight, would you put them through the torture of getting them on the scales every single day and getting them looking at that number? Do you really believe that would do your child any mental health, psychological health benefit? I'm guessing no, and a big fat no as well. So why are you doing it to yourself? If you had a best mate that was getting on the scales multiple times in a day or every day, wouldn't you tell them it was a little bit wrong, a little bit obsessive? Of course you would, but you're doing it to yourself. Stop. The most frequent weigh-ins should be happening at only once per week, and that is if you're strategically working towards a plan. I'm taking out the equation if you're doing some weight-related event, boxing, bodybuilding, etc. I'm talking to the general public here. So that's the correct use of the scales. That's the correct frequency. Let's talk about how you correctly weigh yourself. It's got to be gold standard weighing. So ideally you've got to weigh yourself on the same day of the week. You've got to weigh yourself on the same scales, ideally high quality digital scales. You've got to weigh yourself in the same room, with the scales in the same position on the floor, with you in the same condition. Ideally naked or wearing the same pair of pants and a bra or whatever you're weighing in. After toilet, that sort of stuff. You've got to be weighing yourself in exactly the same conditions every single time for you to get a valid and reliable number. If you're expecting to weigh yourself on a Thursday one week and then a Sunday the next week when you've had a takeaway on a Saturday and be expecting to see an accurate figure, forget it. Let me tell you how, if I'm weighing in, I weigh myself every Friday morning because my nutrition from Sunday all the way through to Thursday night is exactly the same. What I see on a Friday when I am weighing myself is a good representation of where I'm at. I usually have a takeaway on a Friday night or a Saturday night. What's the point in getting on the scales the next morning after that? I'm just looking how heavy my takeaway was. It's not accurate. So if you're weighing in every single Friday and you end up going out for a birthday meal on the Thursday, skip the Friday weigh-in because it's not accurate, it's not valid, it's not reliable. Let's use a bit of common sense here. Let's make sure when we're weighing in, it's the same conditions, same time of the week, when we've had a normal week. So we've covered how often should we be weighing in. We've covered that it's only one of a few ways of measuring yourself. We've covered how we should be weighing in. The last thing I want to cover, ladies, listen to me. Listen. You have a 28-day cycle. And before you go, not me, perimenopause, menopause, okay, the internal hormonal system will still be fluctuating regardless of whether you're having a period or not. So just accept all ladies from their very first period up until right till the end, you are having hormonal fluctuations every 28 days. You'll remember point 2 when I says when you weigh in, it's got to be the same conditions all the time. As a lady, if you're expecting to get on the scale on the same time, in the same conditions, on the same scales, in the same position, once a week, over that 28-day cycle and expecting to see accurate results, forget it. By the time estrogen has kicked in, estrogen has dropped off, progesterone has kicked in, progesterone has dropped off. We've gone through the first 14 days of the follicular cycle and then the last 14 days of the luteal cycle. Don't worry about all this science. Just accept over the 28 days, your body is constantly changing. It's changing weight, water retention, hormonal responses, body circumferences, bloat, no bloat, energy, no energy, great performance at sport, rubbish performance at sport, craving sugar, craving sleep, all that sort of stuff. Females, listen to the correct way to weigh in. You've got two choices. Way number 1, you do the gold standard weigh-in, same time of the week, same scales, all that sort of stuff. And you weigh yourself on week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. You then add all them weights together and divide by 4. That will give you your average weight during a 28-day cycle. You then just keep weighing yourself every week. You add the last 4 up, you divide by 4, and you're going to get this constant run of average weights. That is method 1. Method number 2. Week 1, weigh in. Week 2, weigh in. Week 3, weigh in. Week 4, weigh in. Back to the new week 1, weigh in. Then you compare week 1 to week 1. When you go on to week 2, you then compare week 2 to week 2. When you go on to week 3 to week 3, and so on. So you've got this constant comparison of the weigh-in this 28-day cycle to the weigh-in at the same time as the last 28-day cycle, and that's about as reliable and valid and accurate as you're going to get. So again, quick summary. Scales are only one way of measuring ourselves. We should not be weighing ourselves more than once a week, unless it's for some specific sporting reason. If you're not working at something strategically, as in strategic weight loss with an exercise plan and an eating plan, or a maintain or a lean muscle gain, you should only be weighing yourself roughly once a month, just as a check-in, just as a trend. The gold standard weigh-ins, same scales, same you, same clothes, same toilet trip, same tile on the floor, same room. Ladies, 2 ways of weighing in. Weeks 1 to 4, divide it by 4, work out the average. Or you compare week 1 to week 1, week 2 to 2, 3 to 3, 4 to 4. I'm really hoping this has helped you. Them scales can either be massive motivation or they can be massive psychological destroyers. Know that they're only a tool. How you interpret the reading is down to you. I'm really hoping this has helped you. If you found it helpful or you know somebody who needs to see this, 2 things. Press the like button, press the share button, tag them in, get them looking at this. If you'd like to know any more about what I do, PT, warrior boot camps, nutrition consultations, you got 2 choices. Go through my social media, have a look at my work. If you like what I do, reach out to me. If you don't, unfollow me, get rid of me, it matters not. Or go to my website, www.personaltrainertamworth.com. Have a look at my work, reach out to me, send me a message, inbox me, email me via my website. If I can assist in any way or if you've got any questions, do it now. I love you all loads and I'll see you soon.